At a Marshall Silver event, I showed up early before anyone else had arrived. I opened the big doors to the ballroom, snuck into the very front, placed my notebook right in the very front row seat right there, center stage. And then as I left, I was the first person in line waiting at the front doors. More people showed up to attend the event, and I knowingly had already had my seat. It was already locked in, right? It was already set up. I got my notebook there. Now this was day 2. The reason I did that is day 1 I showed up a little bit late and sat, I don't know how many rows back, which was unlike me. I always sat in the front row. Love those events. Be sure to check the video at the end of this one. I'll have it linked to the valuable lesson I learned in that experience, which prompted this idea of me sneaking in and putting my notebook up front to secure that seat. Well, obviously somebody else was sitting in that seat the day before. And when the doors open on day 2 and everybody rushes into the front row to get their seat, my notebook was already there. I sat in the seat, and the guy that was sitting there the day before, he was, I would say he was furious. He was yelling at me. I don't know how this happens. Be sure to check that other video out, linked at the end of this one. Same situation. I don't know how I get myself into these things. He was mad, saying that I stole his seat, that he should be sitting in that seat today because he had it yesterday, and everybody should keep their same seats. He gave me this whole speech on why he deserved to sit there, right? And I just said, hey, there isn't any assigned seats. It's really first come, first serve kind of thing. And he walked away. I don't know how many rows back he had to sit, but I remember thinking, I don't know how, but I'm going to make friends with this guy, or it'll all be good. So the seminar takes place. Everything's great. I'm sure there's some valuable lessons that might have reflected back to that. I don't really know what it was, but I remember meeting that gentleman again, and I don't even know. I'd probably say, hey, how do you like the event, or how's everything going? Whatever. I just let it go, right? And then he apologized and said, he should have got here sooner. Shouldn't assume that everybody had their own seats. And I think at some events, maybe that is common. You might leave your stuff there and come the next day or whatever. Other times it's first come, first serve. I think it's mostly a first come, first serve. But a couple of things. One, I took action. I knew what I wanted, and I took action and got in there early, set up my notebooks and my stuff in the seat to reserve it. Decided not to let this guy upset me. Decided that, somehow this will become a friendly thing, and I'll have rapport and make amends with this guy, and it'll all work out, which it, of course, all did. I took a lesson that I learned before from that previous video I mentioned. Be sure to check that out. That's what prompted me taking action and taking ownership of me getting the best seat and what I need to do with that. So I want you to think about that too. And this is maybe a little bit similar to related to that previous video, as far as limitations that we set on ourselves, rules that we perceive to be in place that may or may not be there. And then maybe in this case, this person just assuming they had this front row seat, and then that it gave them that right to that seat in perpetuity for the rest of their lives, for the rest of the event, whatever it is. So are we sometimes maybe sitting back and enjoying the fruits of something maybe we didn't completely earn? Or that could be one way to look at it. But I think the biggest way to look at this is, in our own lives, in your own life, What is that one thing that you want to achieve that's important to you? And have you done all that you can to achieve it and make that happen? Like in my case with this, I thought, well, past events, I got there super early, an hour early before everyone. I was first in line. That first day, I dropped the ball and received the consequences of not getting that front row seat. So then I thought, okay, if I get there earlier than everyone like I used to, get there an hour before, I'll be the first one there. As long as I race and beat everybody, I'll get the front row seat. Go back to my old method. But then I thought, what can I do extra to ensure that I get that seat no matter what? Oh, the doors are open. Let me just go in there and put my stuff on the front row seat, and that'll be that. So that's another way to look at it. So think about your problem, challenges, obstacles, thing that you want to achieve. Do you have a plan to get there? Are you doing all the things you can do? And then once you've thought through all of that, take it a step further. Ask yourself an empowering question of, is there anything that I'm overlooking? What am I overlooking? How can I ensure that I achieve this outcome? What can I do above and beyond that would guarantee you the results of getting what you want? It may be that front row seat. It may be something far greater than that. Wish you the best. Appreciate you being here. We'll talk soon and have an amazing day. Thanks. Okay, that'll do it. Hope that recorded.